Welcome back to misheycatyoga. I'm Michelle, also known as Misheycat. So today our class is going to be mostly on the floor. The theme of today is going to be plant medicine yoga, how to work with the modalities of plant medicine to make it work for us in our yoga practice and then also in our everyday life. Today we're going to be working with the plant sage, a scientific name salvia. So get your mat out or a comfortable blanket, any props you'd like today, possibly some blocks or a folded up blanket. We're going to be on our bottoms for the most part of the class, so elevating those hips always helps alleviate some of the pressure off the knees and the hips. Gather your stuff. Maybe get some sage if you got it nearby, and I'll meet you on your mat in just a minute. All right, welcome. We're going to get started today here in our plant medicine for yoga class. So like I said, the plant we're focusing today is on sage. Here, I'm in Southern California, and we've got wild sage growing everywhere. You might see it even in your local stores. There's a plethora of different types of sage, and one of them is for eating. So the type of sage that we typically see is going to look a little bit like this. It's going to have a little bit fuzzy to the touch, a little hairy on those leaves, so it's a little fuzzy. Also, a type of sage that we see a lot here is our dried sage. This dried sage that you see a lot of people using to cleanse spaces and areas. I typically like to just break off a couple of the leaves here instead of burning this whole thing. Sometimes a lot of smoke comes out. It's kind of hard to put out when you're ready to stop. So I just break little leaves off at a time and use that. So we use sage for cleansing. A lot of the times we will burn it. I particularly love to burn it before a yoga class just to make sure the energy is cleared and cleansed. If you're ever in a large group of people at a concert or a gathering where there's a lot of people in the room with you, and you might have picked up some energy from someone else, and a good way to cleanse yourself after those experiences is giving yourself a little smudge bath. Smudging is just using the sage to cleanse yourself. Excuse me. So I like to have a little bit, just a leaf or two. Again, you don't want to burn that whole stick of dried sage. Just take in the leaf or so. I like to wrap it around my head after it's on fire and then blow the flame out and just the smoke is billowing. Make sure we get all under every nook and cranny. I even like to go between the legs and underneath the soles of the feet especially. Because walking on the earth, we just want to give ourselves a nice cleansing bath. So sage is used for cleansing. It also has other medicinal properties. It has a high amount of vitamin K. It also has antioxidants as well. So we can use this sage in our cooking. We can even use it for teas. It helps alleviate a sore throat. If you have an irritation of the throat, drinking that tea will help alleviate it. It's also for cleansing our digestive system. If we're eating it, it helps a little bit with that ease of digestion. And also, if you're in the time of your life where you are experiencing some hot flashes, that's also a good tool to use to help ease those symptoms. So as well as there's many different types of sage, there's many different types of cleansing. Around the springtime, which is coming up, you'll hear everyone talk about the spring cleaning, where we clean the areas of our house, our rooms, our houses, and kind of cleaning it gives that little cleansing vibe as well. There's also cleansing we can do inside of us. Some detoxing, maybe drinking lots of water to flush everything out. Or also cleansing through that digestive system. A lot of our yoga poses also help to cleanse that digestion, and we'll get into that in just a moment. So we're going to start today in a comfortable seat. Like I said, if you have your blankets, folding it up, or even the block, to be sitting on it with those hips, elevating those hips in a comfortable manner. And letting the legs be comfortable here. We don't want to stack them or cross them, crushing the ankle. So just letting them kind of be parallel to each other. And if this doesn't feel good, sitting your legs out straight is also welcome. Remember, every body is different. And every practice will be different for each person. So feeling free to honor and respecting your own body and boundaries, knowing yourself the best. If everything I'm saying is just an option, it's not in order. So finding what feels best in your body, making any different changes that you may need to. All right, so we'll start here with just a little bit of our breath. Closing the eyes down or gazing in front of you a little bit, softening the lids. Take a full breath in through the nose. Full breath out through the mouth. We want to continue that exhalation until there's no possible air left in the body. Continue that pattern a couple times. Deep breath in through the nose. Big, long exhale, pushing every little bit of air out till there's nothing else to come out. Then accepting that new fresh air in. Taking those long cleansing breaths out throughout today. We don't want to keep any of that stale air or energy recycled in us. We want to get fresh new air in and cleansing breaths out. We'll go one more there. Awesome. And now we're going to find a sinus fascial maneuver. And this fascia is kind of like that web on the outside of our muscles underneath our skin that we can really get into. And sometimes there's a lot of tension or trauma or drama trapped into certain areas of the body. So using this kind of fascial maneuvers sometimes can help release that, as well as our yoga practice. So today for our sinus fascial maneuver, we're going to take our right hand and cross it over the bridge of our nose and plug the left nostril, kind of at the bridge here. Take the left fingers and hand right by the cheekbones. Fingertips are towards the ear. And gently kind of pulling that skin back so you can feel the skin stretching on the cheek here. Keep pressing onto that bridge of the nose. Breathing in and out through the right side of the nose here. Full breath in. Full breath out. 5 more rounds like that. Finding that little traction of the left hand kind of going back towards the ears. If it feels good, turn the head a little side to side, nice and slowly. Full breaths in, full breaths out. And after that last 5th round, we'll release the hands down to the thighs. Take a deep breath in through both sides of the nose. And a deep breath out through the nose. One more like that to reset. And then we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Left hand is going to go across the bridge of the nose, plugging the right nostril. Right hand towards the cheekbone, fingers towards the ears. That gentle pull backwards of your face so we can feel that skin stretching on our cheek. Breathing in and out through the left side now. Full breaths in, full breaths out. 5 more times. Again, turning your head side to side if it feels good, or staying center. Full length breaths in, full length breaths out. Our left side here helps us relax our parasympathetic nervous system, helping us take out of that fight or flight. It also encourages rest and digest. After finishing those 5 rounds, releasing the hands back down to the thighs. Maybe keep the eyes closed. Full breaths in through both of the nose holes. In and out. Go one more deep breath there. And now we're going to pretend like our nose has a little pencil or marker on the very tip of it. Imagining a piece of paper right in front of your face here. And we're going to draw a spiral with the nose. So starting at the middle, that spiral will begin very small and tight. After a few rounds, it starts to grow bigger. It doesn't matter which way you're going because we're going to do both ways. Keep that spiral building and growing until it gets to the biggest circle that we can possibly reach with our nose. And going through that largest circle a time or two. And then slowly drawing it back into center. Again, spiraling smaller and smaller until we get to the very center again. And once we do, we'll go ahead and start that spiral circle the opposite direction. So whatever way we went the first time, just going the different way this time. And again, starting that spiral small and close. Each passing turn, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger until we get to the biggest circle at all. And then we're going to take a good couple passes at that biggest circle we can possibly draw with our nose. And then eventually bringing it back to center nice and slowly. Nice and slowly till we get all the way back through to center. Once we're there, take a deep breath in through the nose. And again, that long exhale, getting all the air out, pushing it all out. Coming into a seated twist here, we'll sit up nice and tall, stretch arms overhead. On the exhale, right hand to the right knee, left hand behind you. Sitting up nice and tall here, stretch through the crown. On the exhale, look over that shoulder a little bit more. If our hips are elevated, if we're on a block, we want to maybe elevate that hand that's behind us as well. So they're just kind of on the same plane. Onto the fingertips here. If we're on our palms, we tend to lean the shoulders away from the hips, but we're trying to keep the shoulders on top of the hips. So that's why we want just the fingertips back there. Inhale, reach through the crown. Exhale, look back over that left shoulder a little bit more. And keeping the right hand on the knee, we'll release the left hand, cross it on top of the right arm and grab for the opposite knee. Inhale, sit up nice and tall as much as we can. Exhale, chin to the chest, round the spine and fold forward. One more like that. Inhale, lifting the chest a little bit, taking a deep breath in. Exhale, chin to chest, round all the way down. And slowly coming back through center. Keep the left hand there. Unwind the right arm, reach it to the sky. Big breath in. And exhale, right arm reaches, right fingertips reach right behind that right hip. Again, staying on the fingertips here so our shoulders can be right over our hips. Full breath in to grow some length. Full breath out to look back over the shoulder. One more breath here. And then leaving the left hand there, crossing the right arm on top of the left one. Taking a deep breath in, sitting up nice and tall. Big breath out, finding the folds. Pause here. Inch those hands even farther down the kneecap, squeezing the shoulder blades farther apart. Full breath in and full breath out. Slowly release the hands, sit up all the way, extend arms up overhead, big stretch. Exhale, hands to heart center, pull them down. Stopping right in front of the heart here, taking one breath in. Exhale, chin to the chest. Let the head get heavy here, feeling that stretch in the backside of the neck. And taking just a few moments here to come into your practice and come into the reason why we want to use this practice in our lives. Maybe it's to find peace or presence, strength or spirituality. Just taking one more moment into your reason why. And then we'll inhale, stretch the head back up to normal and release the hands down. We're going to extend our legs out in front of us this time. We can still be on that blanket or a block. I know a lot of times maybe people suggest just to use one block, but if your booty is a little bit bigger, maybe you want to use two. My favorite time to sit on the blocks is when I make them like a little curb like this, bringing them both together long ways and then sitting up on that. It gives my body plenty of space to be comfortable elevated on a block. So we're straightening out our legs right in front of us here. And it's your choice if you want to stay elevated or come down. With the legs stretched out long, we're just going to rock our toes in and out, in and out. And notice how when the toes go in and out, the knees also are coming in and out. This action is coming right from our femur socket here, bringing them in and out, in and out. Shake them any other way you feel good. Then we're going to come into our janu sirsasana here. Our left sole of the foot's coming into the inner right thigh. Flex through the right leg, stretching the leg long, driving through that heel. This left knee can be rested on a block or a blanket if it's too much to be just free standing out there. Inhale, stretch the arms up overhead, grow long. Exhale, forward fold over those legs. Bringing one hand to either side of your leg here. Inhale, find a little halfway lift, lifting the chest as flat as we can. And then exhale, fold it deeper. We'll go two more like that, finding a halfway lift wherever we're at. Straightening the back as much as we can. And then exhale, we'll fold deeper into the posture. One more, keeping the depth, just finding some length in the spine. And exhale, folding more, maybe crawling those hands out. Make sure that left shoulder is squared with the right shoulder. Gazing at our beautiful kneecaps here. If we're close enough, maybe we give that kneecap a little kiss. If we're almost there, we can still blow it a little kiss, just sending some self-love towards our body. Last breath here, in and out. And then slowly rising, lifting the chest. We're going to open up the right leg all the way to the side now. And we have to readjust that left heel in towards your thigh a little bit more. Coming into our parivrtta, janu sirsasana here, a revolt pose. So we'll inhale, stretch our fingers up to the sky. On the exhale, the right hand, the back of the hand is going to come to the inner part of the right leg. We're pressing the back of the hand there. So we're keeping this broadness, this openness through the front body, through the chest. Extending the arm, left fingers all the way up. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, find a little hinge. Maybe rainbowing the left fingertips up and over. Keep that left shoulder blade pulled back. Good. Pressing into the inner edge of the right foot. We can open our chest to help spiral it, help revolve it open even more. Anytime we are twisting with our spine, that's going to activate our digestion. So our digestion is our cleansing, just as the sage could cleanse the room. Our twist can cleanse our body, not only through our digestive system and organs, but also energetically twisting the body, wringing all that old energy out. Let's bring the left hand to the back of the head. Left elbow is high on the breath in. Bring that elbow, maybe even reach it behind, trying to spiral the heart all the way to the ceiling. Exhale, that elbow is going to come towards the ground, rounding through the thoracic spine. Maybe the elbow is just pointed to the ground. Maybe it touches. Maybe the elbow even touches the right knee. Inhale, breath, elbow is high, chest is open wide. Exhale, round it down. 2 more like that. Inhale with your breath all the way up with that elbow, maybe behind. And exhale, it's down, rounding through thoracic spine. Last time. And extend the left arms up overhead. Pretend like someone's pulling your left hand and reach your chest all the way back to central. Arms overhead. Inhale, exhale, hands to heart center. Now we're coming into our fire log pose, our agni stambhasana. We'll bring our left ankle forward, parallel to the top of our mat here, flex through the left foot. We're going to take our right ankle, cross it on top of that left knee. Our fire log pose is where our shins are parallel to each other. So the right ankle is on top of the left knee. The left ankle right underneath the right knee. If this is too much on your hips, just take that right foot, place it on the ground. Keep digging the knife edge of the feet into the ground and keep flexing those feet. If we are here, there might be a large gap between the knee and the ankle, and that is okay. We can grab a block or a blanket or something and put it under there if it feels more comfortable. We can always use our hands to be supporting the knee and the foot. Sit up nice and tall, reach through the crown of your head and breathe. Deep breath in through the nose and big breath out through the mouth. Get all the air out before inviting that fresh new air in. Agni, stambhasana. This Agni means fire. So just like that fire we create in our belly with the breath and with the movement and with our core lighting up, that fire transmutes into transformation. All of our digestive stuff transforms and moves through our body. Our breath can be used to build some fire, to build some heat, to transform the mind into focus. Maybe we stay right here, hands on our knees for support. Maybe we bring our hands to either side, keep reaching through the crown. If it feels good and we want to tick more, we're going to bring the heart straight forward, keep our gaze forward, keep that back flat, and just lean forward, finding that hinge. Maybe reach the arms forward, try to keep the back as flat as we can. One more inhale. If it feels okay, then we can round and fold over those legs a little or a lot. Remember, it's just an option. We can stay seated. We can keep those legs not stacked. One more breath in and out. And release the legs here. Guide the legs together here, hugging yourself into a little ball. We can grab behind the thighs, grabbing for opposite elbows, wrist, or forearms. Chin to the chest, round in. Give yourself this big hug. Keep squeezing yourself here, full of love, patience, and kindness. Letting the head be heavy, rounding tight into the ball. And release. Extend the legs out long once more. From here, we're just going to flex and point the feet. So bringing the toes back to you and then pointing the toes straight. Flexing and pointing. We can also get the hands to go and do the same exact thing. We want to find some extension and flexion in the hands and the feet at the same time. Bringing the toes and the fingers back towards you and then pressing them away. And release all of that. Now our right sole of the foot is going to come into the left inner thigh, finding that janu sirsasana on the other side. And again, we can be supporting that knee however we like, grounding through the hips, reaching through the crown, extend the arms all the way up, inhale. Exhale, breath, we're folding forward over that extended leg. One hand on either side, shoulders squared to the ground, using our exhale breath to pull the chest closer to the leg. Finding those waves if we want to make some space, keeping the depth where we're at, but finding a little halfway lift, straightening the back. And then exhale, folding some more. We can do as many of those as we need here, keeping the depth, but finding some extra space by lifting the chest and finding the back straight. Exhale, fold it deeper. Chin to chest, upper body gets really heavy here. Whether our hands are beside us, whether we're bent only 1 inch, 1 foot, or we're flat to the ground, wrapping our hands around the feet. Any space is a good space to be, just honoring and recognizing where you are and allowing yourself to be there, fully present. Not wishing you were deeper, not wishing you looked a certain way. Just being right here with your body as it is today. Upper body gets real heavy here. Let's go 2 more breaths as we are. And then slowly rounding all the way up. Sit up nice and tall. Let's extend the left leg open a little bit more now. Coming into our parivrtta janu sirsasana. Bringing our right sole of the foot, adjusting it a little bit closer to you. From here, sitting up nice and tall, stretch arms up overhead on the inhale. Exhale, the left back of the hand presses into the inner left thigh. That right arm still reaching to the sky, deep breath in. On the exhale, we're finding that little lean going towards that extended leg. Keep the right shoulder rolled back as much as we can, open through the chest. Inhale for some length. Exhale, maybe go a little bit lower. And maybe your right hand keeps reaching to the sky and it doesn't go anywhere. Maybe that right arm reaches up and over. Maybe one day the left elbow can come down. Right hand can grab the toe. Our chest is still up. But again, taking it to where we feel the most comfortable here. We're going to bend into the right arm now, bringing the right hand to the back of the head. Right elbow is up high, maybe even reaching behind us as we rotate the chest even more open. Exhale, right elbow to the ground, to the knee, or just points down. Inhale, extends up, finding expansion. Exhale, finding this little crunch and round down. Let's go 2 more. Big breath in. Complete exhale out. Don't move until there's no more air left. Then we inhale, last round, as much as we can contain. Keep breathing till you can't breathe in anymore, and then exhale, round it all out. Every bit of the air comes out. Inhale, elbow goes high, extend the arms, reaching through the right fingertips like someone's grabbing your hand and helping you pull yourself all the way up. Left arm follows. Big breath here in. And exhale, hands down to the heart. We're going to bring the right sole of the foot forward, kind of making that shin parallel to the front. Flex through the foot. It's that fire log on the other side. Left ankle's coming to stack on top of the right knee. Right ankle underneath left knee. We're trying to make sure that bottom shin is parallel to the top of the shin. We can be holding onto our legs for support. We can grab that block or blanket underneath the knee. Or even just having that left foot rested forward, but keeping it near the line of the knee, keeping the knife edge of the feet gluing into the ground. Find what feels good for you and breathe. After a few breaths here, if it feels good, then we can start to take it a bit farther, drawing the heart straight forward over the shins as much as we can, keeping that back flat. And maybe pausing here if it feels even more accessible for you, then you can go ahead and fold over those legs, rounding it down. Keep flexing through both of the feet here. Wherever you're at is wonderful. Meet yourself where you are and breathe. Maybe bring a little smile to your face. Astro projecting in your mind's eye, sending that loving, healing inhale breath all the way down into those hips. On the exhale, sending any uncomfortableness up and out. Any doubt in your mind that you can't hold this pose for a second longer, yes, you can. One more breath here, in and out. And again, releasing nice and slowly, hugging the thighs together, hugging the knees. We can go on top of the shins this time, or go for that underhand grip under the thighs. Tucking the chin, rounding the spine. Breathing into the back spot, the back of the neck. Whispering thanks and gratitude to your body for being so amazing and for carrying you out through the rest of your day, through all your days, through this practice and through any physical activity that you've ever done. We'll release that and come sit up tall. We're going to extend both of our legs out pretty wide for our upavista konasana. This is a wide-legged forward fold. So again, we can be sitting up on block or a little elevate from that blanket behind us. And this wideness is going to depend on you. Maybe your legs are only going here in this small little pizza slice. Maybe it's opening into like a double slice, or maybe we've got that New York slice and it's as wide as it can go. Maybe you're even in a half split, but again, being real with yourself about what is comfortable for you. We're going to flex through the feet here, and then those legs can have a little bend to it. If it's not comfortable for you to have them all straight, have just a little bend. We're going to bring our hands to our hips now, and whether we're elevated or whether we're not, we're going to find a little bit of a rock front and back just with the hips. So rocking those hip points forward, almost like we're sticking our butt out, and then rocking the hip points back, kind of tucking our pelvis a little bit. So finding that difference of the rock of the hips front and back. So just the hips are moving, not so much the body. It's not a cat-cow action here, not coming from the chest. It's coming from those hips. So with our hands on our hips, we can kind of help guide, rock them forward and back, forward and back, knowing the difference between this feeling of the tilt. And then tilt it forward and pause. Bring those hips all the way down. Really feel like the bottom is really sticking out. Flex through the feet. Take a deep breath here and stretch the arms up overhead. And exhale, land the hands right in front of you. Take a deep breath in, find a flat back. On the exhale, extend the arms forward a little or a lot. Again, honoring and respecting your own body and boundaries. Maybe we're only sitting up, and maybe we're having trouble just finding this flat back and this wide-legged position, and that's where we stay and we breathe and we work. Or we bring the hips forward, the shoulders come forward, and maybe we're just 1 inch down. Maybe we're 1 foot down. Maybe we're pancaked down here. Whatever you are, pause there and breathe. Full breaths in, sending that breath into the low hips. Full breaths out. So there's no air left. You can always bring your forearms down to a block or hands onto a block. For a little bit of comfort here, maybe you got a pillow nearby, sliding that under would feel nice. Wherever you are, meet yourself here. Close your eyes down and listen to the body. Honing in on those little whispers the body is saying to you about what areas might need a little more love. Listening to those whispers very closely. So if we listen to them, we can adjust right then in the moment. If we ignore those whispers, sooner or later, those whispers are going to turn into a scream. And the body will be yelling at us. And we don't want that to happen. So if we get quiet and we listen to the whispers, so we don't have to hear the scream. To come out, we'll slowly bring our hands underneath us, eventually coming right back up into that lifted chest. We're going to come into our butterfly pose, cobbler's pose, soles of the feet together, knees open wide. We can be rocking those hip points forward again, gripping wherever feels good on the shins, ankles, or the knees. Your choice if you want those heels to be really close to your body or a little farther away, kind of making more of a diamond shape. Elevation of the hips is still okay here. This is our cobbler's pose, our butterfly pose. So lifting our chest here, maybe a little squeeze of the shoulders, kind of puffing the chest up just slightly. We're going to keep our back nice and flat. In order to do that, we keep our gaze looking straight ahead. So take a deep breath here in. On the exhale, use your arm strength to pull the heart over those toes. Inhale, we'll come right back through center. Exhale, hinging with that flat back. Inhale, coming right back up through center. 2 more. Big breath in. Exhale, hinge forward. Drive the elbows into the inner thighs. Inhale, sitting up. Last one. Exhale there and pause. Pressing the elbows into the knees. Pressing the knees closer to the ground. 1 more breath finds length through the spine. On this exhale, we're going to tuck the chin and allow the spine to round over the legs. You can change the position of the hands down to the feet or down to in front of you, whatever feels good. Let the upper body get real heavy here. And again, we might find those waves with the spine as we're so deep wherever we are. Inhale, finding a little bit of length through the spine. And then exhale, folding a bit more. Two more breaths where we are. And then we'll slowly start to come all the way back up. And extending our legs forward here. Coming into our ardha matyesendraana here, half lord of the fish pose. We'll bring our left sole of the foot to the ground. Keep that right foot extended out. Hugging onto the shin, we'll sit up nice and tall for this breath in. Options to stay right here with these legs just like this. Next option, hop that left foot across the right leg to the outside of the foot. Keep bringing that left hip into the ground, and you might notice that that right heel or the right foot lifts up. So even if just the toes are down, that's okay. Finding some contact there. Keep lifting through the head. Maybe this is enough. The next stop is bending the right heel in towards the glute. We're going to reach our right arm up to the sky. Deep breath in. On the exhale, that right elbow is going to go outside of the left thigh. And if it's not quite getting there, that's okay. We can just wrap our right forearm around the knee and kind of hug ourselves here. Left arm reaches up to the sky, deep breath in. On the breath out, that left arm reaches behind our hips. Again, staying on those fingertips, just so our back can stay nice and flat, our shoulders over the ears. Our ears over the shoulders, our shoulders over the hips. Taking a deep breath in, growing long. Deep breath out, looking over that left shoulder. And it's okay if we've got the bind here or if we're just wrapping. Let's go for a few more breaths here. Twisting, detoxifying, cleansing our digestive system, cleansing out that energy. We did a lot of things for our hips today. Those hips opening and moving them around also cleanses some of the stuff that's held up in our hips. A lot of emotions, a lot of unfinished business is stored in those hips. And when we open the hips in various ways, it cleanses all of that out. So if you might be feeling some type of way when you do hip openers, that's the exact reason why. Allowing all that trapped energy to escape. Let it be seen. Let it come up and let it go out. One more breath here. And then wherever we're at, wherever those arms or wherever the legs are placed, we're going to bring our hands all the way to the right side and lean forward, leaning over to that right side and back through center, unwinding the legs and bringing them both out straight. Let's take a deep breath in, reach the arms overhead. And exhale, just bring the hands to either side of our hips, finding our dandasana here, staff pose. We're flexing through the feet so much the heels are lifted off the ground. Our hands are just on either side of the hips, really close to outside of our hips. And maybe the pole palm is down on the ground, depending on your arm length. Maybe it's just the fingertips. Every muscle is active here. Reach through the crown, flex through the feet, engaging the core, sitting up nice and tall. Everything squeezed in for one more breath in, and then exhale, relax it all. Taking that ardha matyesendraana on the other side, the right sole of the foot lands here. And we can do our whole practice from here, this position. Maybe we hook the foot across to the other side of the leg and practice like that. Last step is bringing that heel in towards the glutes. Keep pressing the right hip down if that foot is crossed or if it's into the bind position. Inhale, stretch the left arm up overhead. Exhale, the elbows outside of the right thigh, or again, taking that wrap around. Right arm reaches high on the inhale, and exhale, fingertips reach behind us. Inhale, we sit up tall. Exhale, we look over the right shoulder. 2 more breaths here, in and out. Each inhale growing taller through the spine. Each exhale looking back over that shoulder. Use your eyes to get a little farther. Keep looking farther and farther behind you. The head will follow. The torso will follow. I know I said 2 breaths before, but let's do 2 more breaths here. Deep breath in, sitting tall. Deep breath out, twisting deep. 1 more. Gently releasing here, bringing the chest forward, unwinding that leg, and unwinding the other leg here. Spin both arms straight forward. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, and exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift is our breath in, and folding is our breath out. 2 more rounds like this. Slowly releasing, coming back all the way, sitting up nice and tall. We're going to come into our malasana here, yogi squat. So from here, let's come into our tabletop position. Bring the feet a little bit wider apart. Sit back onto the heels, walk the hands back, and then sit all the way onto our toes. We're going to open our knees wide and shift the toes out to the outside as well. So opening the hip, opening the toes, heels in, toes out. Hands are going to be right in front of us here, or we can have our hands on blocks. We're just going to find a little rock side to side. We can lift one heel, lift the other, drop one knee forward, drop the other knee forward. If this isn't comfortable for us, we can grab our block, set it behind us, and then have a seat onto that block. Plant the soles of the feet down here. Let's bring our hands to heart center, elbows to the inner thighs and the inner knees. Pressing the hands together, we'll actively press the knees open with our arms, elbows digging into the inner thighs, the inner knees, pressing them apart. Prayer hands here, or I even like to bring my knuckles together. Deep breath in and out. We're going to bring our hands to hold hands here and bring our knuckles down to the ground, arms straight. Inhale, breath, arms up overhead. Exhale, they come down. Inhale, breath, reach the fingers up. Exhale, hands come down. Two more like that. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, it's down. Last one. Lift the arms up and keep them there. This is going to combat all of that roundedness of the upper back through our texting, through our being on a computer, whatever we do for work. Really reaching those arms up. Goodbye, inhale. And exhale, relax it down. Hands can come to our heart center, land on the ground or those fists. Wherever we're at, take one more breath in and out. This pose, the squat, strengthening our hips, our ankles, and our knees all at once. From here, we're going to come all the way onto our bottoms. Again, finding that comfortable seat, maybe elevating our hips a while. Inhale, we'll stretch our arms up overhead, and exhale, interlace the hands behind the back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, drive the knuckles down, we'll lift the chest open. Hold here, deep breath in through the nose, big breath out through the mouth, letting any sounds that like to escape. Release that, lifting the chest, coming back just to normal here. Keep the bind though. Normal spine, inhale and exhale. We'll go one more like that. Squeeze the shoulders, drive the knuckles down, chest puffs up, head falls back. We take whatever sounds need to come out here on our exhalations, really exaggerating them. Letting our voice cleanse free, letting the throat vibrate with any sounds, sighs, moans, or groans. Keep the hands interlaced. Inhale here, exhale, lean forward. Drive the knuckles back behind you or maybe up overhead. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, tall. Exhale, fold. Back through center. Release the hands. And finding our seat here, we're going to finish with our alternate nostril breath. Nadi, shodhana. Nadi, shodhana is our alternate nostril breathing. So this breath is going to be cleansing our mind, clearing off all of that brain fog, balancing the hemispheres of our mind. So we're going to be using our ring finger and our thumb finger on our right hand. The peace fingers, the pointer and the middle finger, can either be tucked in or pressing into our third eye center here. So we'll use the thumb to block the right nostril. Take a deep breath in through the left side. Plug the left side with the ring finger. Hold as long as we can. Release the thumb. Exhale out the right. Continue exhaling till there's no air left. Inhale to the right side. Plug it. Pause. Release the left side and exhale out the left. Inhale left. Plug it. Exhale right. Inhale right. Plug it. Exhale left. Inhale left. Plug it. Exhale right. Inhale right. Plug it. Exhale left. Inhale left. Plug. Exhale right. Inhale right. Plug. Exhale left. Last round. Inhaling left. Plug it. Exhale right. Release the hands down to the thighs. Breathe normally through both nostrils. Feeling that sense of calm, that sense of balance, that cleansing of the mind, the cleansing of the body through the hips and the spine. That same cleansing through our plant of sage, whether we're burning it, ingesting it, or drinking it. We'll inhale, stretch the arms up overhead, palms to touch. Exhale, hands down through the heart center. Inhale, bringing those thumbs up to the third eye. Bowing in honor and respect of nature and all of its plant medicines and modalities for us to use them for our health and our lives. We'll bow in honor of ourselves, each other, and these sacred plants. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me in this episode of Plant Medicine Yoga using our lovely plant salvia, the sage. So feel free to like, comment, and share. If there's another plant that you would really like to see me combine with our yoga class, please comment below. If you know someone who would be interested in this type of stuff, share it with them. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Everything here that you see that you enjoy. And I'll see you in another video. Have a great day. Meow!